Hello everybody, welcome to So Old Fashioned. My name is Katie and today I'm bringing to you the new, improved, hopefully, podcast edition. So settle in for lots of stuff. As I mentioned in my previous video, I'm thinking of changing things up a little bit here. This is mostly to avoid doing lots of editing because I actually love editing videos, but I make things really hard on myself and I just want everything to be perfect. So to give you an example, I may spend anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes recording a video, but the editing and the processing afterwards will take between 2 and 3 hours. Because yeah, I'm a bit of a perfectionist and I want to go out and take extra photos and do extra footage and then work it all in together, and I love the end result, but really I just want to sit down here and talk to you and just have some fun with my extended sewing and knitting circle. And so that's what I'm going to do, and hopefully you enjoy it. It will be a bit longer and it will be a bit rambly, but hopefully you can pop me on with some knitting or some sewing and we'll just hang out together for a little while. Now, I'm looking forward to it, so I hope you are too. We're going to start with something really important, and that is my cat Missy playing with a measuring tape because it's adorable, and also because this is the sort of stuff I want to include, not necessarily always my cats, although they are frequently looking cute. But when I did my giveaway video and I asked everyone to let me know what their favourite video had been or what they would like to see more of on my channel, so many of you said Vlogmas, which was basically just me doing my ordinary stuff except bringing a video camera along with me. So I thought this would also be a good way to incorporate some of that ordinary life stuff, so photos of adventures I go on or video of things that I'm doing throughout the week. And yeah, not always cats, as I said, but it probably will be a lot, I'm just warning you. And then I can include that as well, so you get to see what I'm up to, and hopefully some birds as well, because everyone enjoyed the birds during Vlogmas. And we actually had some gang cockatoos in trees just outside the window before, which is really exciting. Haven't seen them around before, and they're very cute. They have a ridiculous looking crest. It's adorable. They're sort of speckled kind of grey, not speckled, there's a technical term for it. Oh, I can't remember what it is, but yeah, they're a grey, and then their heads, their neck up, which is a head, you understand this, is a bright red, and then it has a sort of crest, like it's not one feather, but it looks like one really curled feather. They're adorable. Didn't have a camera, but I just thought I'd tell you about it because they've been turning up. Well, they've started turning up as of today. Yeah, so I'll share some of those occasionally because I know we have some very interesting bird life around here, and hopefully you'll enjoy seeing it. So I am prepared. I have a list of things that we're going to chat about. I have a beverage. It's not tea, it's coffee with a bit of cream as well as milk, because I will quite happily drink cold coffee, and it may get cold as we go on, but I'm not so keen on drinking cold tea, so that's why. But it is in my very cute little cat mug that my mum gave me for Christmas. Creamy. So first of all, before I go on, if you have any comments or questions or suggestions, please do pop into the comments and let me know or ask away, because I always love having a chat with you, and if I can make this more enjoyable for you or add in things you'd like to see, I would love to do that as well. So yeah, don't feel shy about saying things, just say them and I'll say something back. That's how conversations go, I think. Not great at it, I'm not gonna lie, but I'll work on it. The first segment is Sew and Tell, and it is all about sewing, what I've made, what I'm currently making, what I'm going to make. So the things that I've made this summer so far are my dresses for the Day and Night Dress Challenge, which you will have seen last week, and that's pretty much it, really. I've been working on a lot of things and they're not quite finished, but the finished things are the dresses. Well, one of the dresses, as we'll now go into the works in progress. The coffee dress is not hemmed. You might have been able to spot that in one of the images in the video. There's a nice little sort of fringe of threads around the bottom of it. And that is because I didn't think I would have enough time to finish it properly, and so I prioritized getting it into a dress form and taking photos of it rather than rushing the finish, such as the hem and the seams inside the skirt. And so that needs hemming, and so oh, I do have the thing I need, that's handy. I have finished the seams inside the skirt, and because I cut literally from selvage to selvage for the skirt pieces, I only needed to finish that one back seam where I had to cut the piece in half for the zip. So that was nice. And then I'm going to hem it with this beautiful satin bias tape. I have never had satin bias tape before, and I'm always hearing Sian talk about it in Kittenish Behaviour. I'm like, oh, that sounds luxurious. And this is 3 meters of this beautiful dark, it's not quite navy, I'm sure it's a very particular, it's almost purpley. There's a purpley blue theme in a lot of my sewing, sometimes into one colour. And 3 meters of it. I got distracted in the middle of that. That happens a lot, so I apologise for that. I will no longer be editing as much of that out for you. Anyway, to get back to the point again, 3 meters for $1. I got that at a second-hand shop. I got 2 lots of it, in fact, because there are a lot of blue garments that I'm planning to sew, and I thought it would be ideal for doing the hems. I finished the seams in a normal polycotton bias binding, but this is going to be for the hem. It'll work well for the next dress I'm making and a skirt, both of which I will be talking about soon. So I just need to get that onto my dress, and it is officially finished. Now, oh, I did have one finished thing that I forgot to tell you about, and that is this. When I was cleaning my sewing room up a little while ago, I found this little kit. It came with a Molly Makes magazine, and I thought, oh, I might as well sew that up. So it was really cute. It took no time at all, really. And I was initially going to do the zip by hand, and I thought, why would I do that when it'll take about 10 seconds on the machine and I have the right coloured thread for it. And yeah, it's just, I don't know if you can see, but there's a little rick-rack edging. There's some fur thanks to my cats. That's not technically meant to be there, but oh, it's very cute. And I'm going to put notions in it for my knitting, so it'll go in with one of my knitting bags with needles and whatever else I need, pins and things like that that I don't want getting all over the place in my knitting bag. But yeah, so that's another finished object I forgot to tell you about. And something else I'm going to hold up now is a little pocket. So I've made this little patch pocket to go on my 1970s shorts, which I will now show you. And that's the back side. So these are very high-waisted. And I do love them, that's not a problem. I was just, I don't know, for some reason I expected the length would be in the legs, but that's how long the legs are, so you can see. But they have a side zip here. I won't show you a close up of that because I was really, I don't want to say lazy. No, I was a bit lazy because I just pinned and sewed it, and so it's not quite as centered as a centered zip should be. But it doesn't have a pocket on the other side, so I'm going to put this little patch pocket on this side. Probably not that high up because it'll be super high, but basically I want something that will hold my lens cap when I'm taking photos, and my lens cap is quite small, so I should probably have measured it, but I didn't, but I think it'll fit in there fine. So that just needs a pocket and it's done. Everything else is done on this. And the final thing that I'm currently working on is this, oh gosh, I can never remember if it's McCall's or Butterick, and I always get it wrong, so I will just put the pattern on the screen for you so you can find out what it is. But I've made this one previously and I quite like it, although I may be changing things up a little bit, so I might not be making any more, but I'll talk about that at some point in the future. And basically I need to do the elastic, so I've got the elastic with a safety pin there, and then I need to do it. I've already cut it out and I have the channels, so I just need to pop it in there, and then that's done. So I'm just waiting till I've done the hem on my dress so I can change up the thread to cream in my sewing machine and sew the elastic together, and then that's finished, and I should be able to wear that to a performance with my concert band in a couple of weeks, because we have to wear just plain white, and I think that'll be cute. And yeah, nice. It goes with plain black. So that is what's in progress. I'll take a quick drink and I'll talk to you about what I'm going to make. Alright, so let's start with fabric. And this is just some sort of fabric, I can't remember. Because we know I don't remember things unless it's written on the selvage, right? But this is left over from a skirt I made last year that is probably a little big for me now, and I never really liked the style of it, but it was handy because it's a pretty neutral sort of colour, as it were, for me. And I also have this little bit of trim. I think it was originally a belt because it has a sort of hemmed on the ends, so it might have been just a tie belt for a dress or something. But I think it'll make a lovely trim along the bottom of a skirt. And that's something I'm trying to do a lot this year. I'm trying to look at a finished garment and say, what can I add to that that will just sort of elevate it a little, make it look a bit more finished than finished. So I want to make a skirt out of that. And I have these patterns to choose from. They're both Simplicity Jiffy patterns. This one's from 1974 and this one's from 1975. And honestly, I'm hoping I can do this one because I like this one, but it doesn't have enough shape. I want skirts with a bit more shape happening to them, but I think I might be able to fit that more easily on the fabric I have left. But this is the one I really want to make, particularly this flared one here. The problem is I'd have to add a bit to size it up, but then the fabric is stretchy, so it might be okay. I don't know, but this is the one I prefer to make because it's nice and flared, and actually it's in half pieces, so it's not the whole piece like the other skirt pattern, so it might actually fit better on the remnant. I don't know, but I really hope I can make this one, so that's the ideal for that. I'll let you know how that goes. The idea for that skirt is that it's a relatively plain skirt that I can wear with all the printed tops that I already have in my collection. And now I'm going to make some relatively plain tops to wear with all the printed skirts I have. And I have this plain black, and this is the closest I could get to plain grey. It's a grey with white spots. It's very difficult to find sort of t-shirt weight knits at Spotlight. Very frustrating. They're either really thick or they're thin but they're printed, and I'm trying to buy plain fabric, Spotlight. Why are you doing this to me? But that's what I have to make tops, and I was initially planning to use a vintage quick sew pattern, a raglan sleeve, but I actually really like the neckline on this Berta pattern. It's a sort of boat neck kind of neckline, and it's a raglan as well, so I think I'll give this one a try. I've never sewn with Berta before, so that would be another first. That would be fun. And yeah, hopefully I can make a couple of nice plain or relatively plain tops that I can wear with all my pattern skirts, because there are a lot of pattern skirts, because I'm bad at making things that are plain. But I think these will be nice. I'm looking forward to those. And then finally, I'm going to use this fabric that I showed you in my thrifting haul a couple of videos ago. It's a lovely sateen. It's so much of it. I think it cost me about $6, and it's going to make a fabulous dress. I'm going to make yet another Gertie dress, and this is the toile of the coffee dress. I just pull this out so you can see some more of the print. Cat fur on my nose, fabulous. And yes, I did make the cardigan as well. This is a sun glow, rather cute. It didn't have to be stripes, but I wasn't sure I had enough blue, so I put stripes in. And yeah, that's going to be another of these because it fits so nicely. And I'm not going to line this. I did line the bodice of the coffee dress, but this is so heavyweight, and I actually like the all-in-one facing that I did in this. I think it's a nice finish without all the extra hand sewing, which I don't mind, but it's nice not to have to do it if you don't have to. So yeah, that's going to be my next project. I have another one planned as well, but I have enough to show you, so I thought I would stop at just one dress. But yeah, otherwise the only change from my coffee dress, apart from the bodice, the all-in-one facing, is I'm going to bring the armhole forward a bit because there's a bit of excess sort of fabric there. I think that might deal with it. I'm also going to look at Gertie's book and see what she suggests, because there are a lot of things to do with fitting in the book that help you out. And there will be pockets, and this is going to be pleated instead of gathered because it's quite a heavy fabric, so I think it will suit pleating really well, and it will probably be a bit easier to manage than gathers, because I can imagine a lot of broken threads in my future if I tried to gather this. So those are my sewing plans. So I'm going to take a little break and we'll go into the knitting. Alright, so we're on to the knit and natter section. Now the garment I finished is sitting behind me on Madam. It is a 1945 pattern, and it was reissued in the Woman's Weekly, Our Favorite Vintage Patterns, I believe. I had to look it up for someone on Instagram who asked me where it was from, and I'm pretty sure that's what I told them. If it's not, I will confirm it on the screen, or, you know, just repudiate what I've just said, or, you know, anything like that. Yeah, this sort of rubbish I would normally edit out, so now you're learning the truth about what my videos are like. But knitting, finished this garment, really love it actually. I can look at it now and just enjoy the ruffles instead of thinking about how much I didn't like knitting them. But they look really cute, I love how they've turned out. And I will be doing a blog post all about this, so there will be some details, and I'll ramble on about knitting it and sewing it together and how much I like that. The collar, I've never done a collar like that, I've only ever done neckbands, and I quite like the collar. I was worried it might look weird on me, but I don't think it does. And it certainly looks great on Madam. And the way Madam's wearing it is the way I would wear it. I don't tend to wear my cardigans done up, as you can see. And yeah, so I feel like shows off the dress a bit more. I don't know. That's just the way I like to wear them. Do you like to wear them that way, or do you prefer them done up? Let me know in the comments, or we'll chat. So that's what I've finished. What I'm currently working on, this mystery project. I can't tell you any more about it because the person who will be receiving it may be watching this video, but when it's all finished and given to them, I will tell you more. All I can say is it's going really well. I'm almost halfway done. So yeah, that's the mystery project. The other one, excuse me, that's not in great order, is from this Sunglow book. I posted a picture recently of where I'm up to on Instagram. It is this gorgeous top here, this gorgeous short sleeved jumper from another Sunglow book. I love Sunglow. And I'm knitting it in 3-ply instead of 2-ply, and it's going well. I will show you the back. So yes, this is the back, so it'll sort of sit a bit high around my neck, but I'm really excited to do the before and after of blocking this, because you can sort of see how the border sort of thing is really dominant and puffy, and once it's been blocked it should sit nice and flat as it does in the photograph. So that will be fun to show you. But I'm up to this point on the front. Yeah, so getting towards the end, and it's only a couple of sleeves, block, sew together and do the neckband. And I'm hoping I can get that done relatively quickly, because it's getting into autumn here, and I think it will be a perfect autumn garment because it's sort of warm but short sleeved, so it'd be great for those confusing autumn days when it's a bit freezing in the morning but warm throughout the day. So that's what I'm working on, and I will talk about what I have planned next for my knitting. And it's pretty much all from this book. I have discovered I'm basically in love with this book and want to make almost everything. So I have made this one. This isn't really my style, so that one's right out. I happily make this cardigan here, this jumper here, and this jumper, this cardigan, possibly this one. I'm not sure about the peplum, but I wouldn't say no either. I wasn't sure about the collar either, and that worked out fine. So, but that's not my style either. So, but I love this book. I think they just designed it for me before I was even born, I believe. But the next garment I want to make is this jumper here. It's so pretty. I feel it's very it feels very 40s inspired. It has a nice yoke detail up here, and it's quite close fitting, but I would like to do some more fitting, because that's one thing I like about 40s and 50s styles, that there's fitting in the body from the waist up, which I feel sort of deals with the issue. I call it the blobby, the blobbiness that you get when you go from rib and your smaller needles to your larger needles. Yes, technical term as far as I'm concerned is blobbing, and I'm thinking if I do some increases it might get rid of the blobbing. So my plan is to start with the size down for the rib band and then increase to the size up, and it's literally only a difference of 6 stitches, so I don't know how much of a difference it'll make, but hopefully it'll make enough and it will fit as smoothly as I want it to. And after that I would like to make, there we go, this beautiful cardigan. And depending on how well my proposed shaping goes with the other one, I'd like to do the same thing here, but it has these lovely alternating panels of cables and moss stitch, and I think it'll be very beautiful. I'm going to do that in a dark navy because I don't have a really true blue cardigan. They're all teal or this sort of colour or this sort of colour. I don't have a deep blue, and I think deep blue will go really well with a lot of things that I'm making or have made. So I'm going to order that from Bendigo Woolen Mills. And for the first one I showed you, I'm using this. Now, it's looking purple on the screen. To me it looks like a sort of light blue. It's, like I said, purple blue. It's happening everywhere for me. So I think it's one of those colours. It's going to look different depending on the light, what I'm wearing with it, how I feel. I don't know, but it's nice. I got this at a factory sale, so it wasn't very expensive. It's pure wool. It's Panda 5-ply crepe, and it's meant to be knitted with Bluebell 5-ply crepe. So I'm hoping it should be fine. I don't usually worry about using the specific wools, I have to admit. But yeah, I think that will be nice. Yeah, I think that quite suits me. I think it's all right. And again, I'm hoping to get that done relatively quickly because it's a short sleeve as well. I don't want to do the long sleeve. I really want to do the short sleeve. And the good thing about knitting is that unless I'm committing to Fair Isle, I literally can't knit it in a print. So all my knitted garments are solid colours, and that means I can wear them with all my printed skirts. Alright, we're up to Other Craft. Oh, I have to find my Other Craft. So Other Craft doesn't really have a scintillating name, so if you have an idea, let me know. I was thinking of things like Multi-Craft Jewel or something, oh, something so amazing I've forgotten it. So, but because sometimes I do things other than knitting and sewing. Not a lot, to be honest. It's mainly knitting and sewing, but I'm not opposed to new things. And the new thing I'm going to work on is to do with the wall behind me. Because it's very plain. There is just above there a little picture, just at a frame. It's about yay big, and it's a cute little scene of a river with trees beside it. But I was inspired by Christina from Gusset's Own Go Days, which is a really sweet podcast that you should check out. And she's doing little cross stitches to hang on the wall in her podcasting area. And I thought I would just steal that idea because why not? It's a cute idea. And as it turns out, I already have two little things that I could start working on. I've had them for a while and they've just sat there being kits instead of something else. And the first one I have is this cute little bird. I think it says it's a father sparrow. I'm pretty sure I got this from my mum somehow. I will have to check. For some reason I feel she was involved in this in some way. And this is a little embroidery kit. It has the frame as well as everything else. It's very cute, and it has, I feel like it's from the 80s or 90s actually, going by their printout. I'll sort of give you a little bit of a, that's that sort of style of printing, and there's a lot of hand-drawn stuff on it as well. But yeah, it tells you how to do all the stitches, which is handy because I don't really know. And I think that would look cute hanging on the wall somewhere. And the other one I have, I didn't actually mean to purchase. It was sitting beside a pile of stuff that I put on the counter in an op shop because I like to do that. If I'm halfway through and I have a lot of stuff, I'll go and ask permission to leave my stuff on the counter. I don't just dump it there. And when I went to buy everything, the guy added this in as well. I got home and went, oh, I've got that, so that's nice. But yeah, it's a little teapot full of roses, and I thought that's kind of cute. I kind of wish it had little leaves, another colour. It feels like it's missing something, but it's pretty cute. So, and that's just a cross stitch. I've done cross stitch a long time ago, but I have done it. And yeah, I think that'll look cute. That I will need to get a frame for because it has everything except a frame, but that's all right. I'll find something in an op shop. I am relatively certain. So that is the other craft section. It may not turn up in every video, but it's turned up in this one, so there you go. So, but I'll let you know how that's progressing. So it probably will turn up quite a lot now I've thought about it. Yeah. All right, this is what I'm sort of calling the secondhand salon. Again, if you have better ideas, please let me know. This is not set in stone, but basically it will be my chance to share some of the things that I found in op shops. So either as in today when I'm going to show you some actual things I found recently, or it might be, oh, I've been collecting trims a lot. As I mentioned, that's one thing I'm wanting to add into my sewing. So I have quite a good selection of trims already and that I've found all secondhand, so I might do things like that, or just show you some favourite things I've found in the years I've been doing this, but today, as I said, we're going through recent finds. Now these were found, this was all from one op shop. We went to 3 op shops in this particular place and there were no sewing patterns at all. It was very weird. It's like they don't think people want to sew. Very strange, but I did find some nice things. So I got this purple fabric. It's got a sort of raised chevron pattern on it. No idea what sort of fabric it is, but it's not stretchy. No, but I thought it could make maybe a nice skirt or something. I don't know. And then there's this thing, which is a nice colour. You can see, is this the colour I like? I don't know. And I'm not sure. Oh, actually no, I was thinking that both of these for tops, because I need plain tops, but they don't have to be black, they can be coloured. And I want to work on making shell tops with a bit of shaping. So both of these can be perfect for that. But this could also work as a lining. So this, I'm not sure. It's either a top or a lining, but yeah, a couple of dollars for each of those. That was nice. What else did I have in here? Oh yeah, a whole bunch of rickrack. Bright green. It's not a colour I would normally buy, but I thought it could be an interesting contrast. So that's an interesting colour. That's the definition of interesting. But this was $1.25, and there's also some red and pink in there, but it's predominantly obnoxiously bright green. And pretty sure I bought a trim here as well. I did buy a trim, and this is a black and grey. Brown and grey? No, I'm gonna say dark grey and grey. And that I thought would be a nice sort of skirt trim as well. And the rest are some books. So first of all we have Do I Like Birds? Yeah. This is actually volume 1. There are 2 volumes, so I need to keep a lookout for this. But this is the non-passerine birds. I haven't looked up what passerine means, but it seems to be all the little birds and the parrots. And, for example, oh, they're so cute. Ooh, I'll see if I can find the gangangs. Give me a second. I don't know if they're passerine or non-passerine. Oh, yeah, cockatoo, gang, 109. Oh, the illustrations are beautiful. Give you a sec. Ah, there we go. Yes. Look, that's what was in the tree. They're so cute. But, yeah. So, that was $5, and now I need to look out for volume 2. Once I work out what passerine birds are. If you know, let me know. But otherwise I will look it up because I'm capable of Googling. I'm not that lazy, don't worry. Alright, what else did I get? Oh, I got a sewing book. Oh, yeah, there you go. Isn't it great? Or this sign. So 101 Sewing Secrets for the Singer series of books. I have a few of these now, but yeah, I thought I'd like to know some sewing secrets. That sounds awesome. And that was $3.25. And if you're an Australian op shopper, you'll know I got these at Salvo's because they always put 25 cents on their prices. And I have the Royal Horticultural Society Australian Gardening Manual because I'm trying not to kill plants. And I'm also trying not to have to ask my mum everything about gardening. Not that I mind asking her, and I don't think she minds answering, but this way I can, you know, go to the gardening manual and find out how not to kill things, which is important. And this was $5.25 as well, but pretty solid book. So yes, not killing plants is going well so far, and hopefully we'll go even better with this. Oh, that's a very heavy book. And I have some other things to show you from a shop we went to yesterday. First of all, this bag of bias binding for $3, so we can tell it wasn't Salvo's because it's not $3.25. And I bought this one because the top 3 here are inch wide bias binding, which I like to use for hems. I know it's just, it gives it a bit more weight, I think, if that's what I'm looking for. And the bottom 2, this sort of dusky pink and this burgundy kind of colour, they're double fold bias binding, and I don't have a lot of that, so I thought, that looks like a good bunch of bias binding for $3. Did I mention that? $3. That much bias binding. I love going to op shops. Then I got this. This was $10, and I'll just give you an idea. It's quite large, and you can't really see, well, you can see a little bit, but it's blue and green and it's wool. And it says on its little label, it's 1 meter 20 centimeters by 152 centimeters, so it's a fair amount. And then it says wool tartan and cutout skirt, lining and zip. And I almost didn't get it, but then I couldn't resist because I thought there aren't many people who would adopt something like that and pledge to look after it, but I think I'm one of them, so I might as well adopt it. And it's quite a lot. I haven't opened it up, so I don't know what the lining is, and I'm assuming there's a piece of wool and the skirt. I don't know, but for $10 it's worth taking a chance, I think. And it's a really pretty, beautiful sort of tartan pattern, and it's really subtle, and it's that sort of blue, and blue is, oh, there's a fly, and blue is really becoming it's sort of the colour that's tying a lot of my sewing together at the moment, so yeah, that's exciting. Yeah. And then finally, I'm gonna have to open this up, otherwise you won't be able to appreciate it. Man, that little fly is not leaving me alone. But is it up the right way? Oh, it's sort of, it's all ways. It's very cute. Oh, there's the pavilion. Pavilion with its, I think that's a lighthouse. Odd spot for one, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But this reminds me a little of a completely different skirt that I already own. It's a Kath Kidston print skirt that I got for about $4 secondhand. And it's all sorts of beachy scenes like yachts and fishing villages and lighthouses. And this is sort of like its less subtle cousin, but I thought it would make a fun skirt. So I was already thinking that, and then I watched Craftaholic Athena talking about International Sewing Community Day, and I will link to the video, and it's going to be held on Sunday the 15th of April, and it's basically a celebration of everyone around the world and how much fun it is to be part of this sewing community. So the idea is you make yourself a party outfit or garment and post it on Instagram and share it and just be part of a great big international sewing community party. And I thought that's a fabulous idea, and I thought this will be perfect for it. And because it's meant to be a party garment, well, I've added in a little extra, and I'm going to make a lining out of, I have a lot of sort of satin fabrics that I think would be perfect for it. So I'm going to do a lining skirt of satin, and at the bottom of that I will have a bit of tulle. So I need to find some tulle to do that because I don't have any, and that will give it a bit of poof. So I'm thinking pleated skirt using the waistband from Vogue 1990 because that fits me really well. Some pockets obviously, and then a little bit of poof, and that's going to be my party skirt for International Sewing Community Day. And then we're going to move on to a segment, that's what it's called, that wasn't even on the list until yesterday, but I received this in the mail. And I thought, okay, I'm going to have a mail opening segment. I don't often get things to open, but I do this time. If you heard a strange noise, that was my leg sort of sticking to the chair. And this is from Laura. She is sewing on the stash. So, well, that's created some interesting imagery. Sewing from the stash on YouTube, so I will link to her. And she's another Australian vlogger. She's in Sydney, and I think we started around the same time on YouTube. She was a couple of months ahead of me, so I feel like we've gone on a YouTube journey together. But she found a pattern in her mum's stash, and it was from a Katie's brand crochet book, and she emailed me and said, it's got your name on it, I think you should have it. So I sent a gushing email back saying that would be lovely, thank you, etc. You know what gushing emails are like. And she sent it to me. It's cost her $14 to send it, and it sort of tried to open itself a little bit there, and I can see in there's more than just one book, but I'm going to open it and we'll see together what Laura sent to me. Yeah, that's done it, and she's packed it very solidly. There's extra cardboard, so there's no chance of it being bent. And oh, there's a little message. Okay, so she says, here is that crazy crochet pattern. It is a beauty, those yellow stockings. I snuck in some extras too. I had duplicates of these Golden Hands mags and thought you might enjoy them. Also a wee bit of fabric from one of my Japan trips. I'm headed back there at the end of March, so I needed to make some room in the stash, lols. Hope you're having a great day. From Laura. Laura, thank you. There's sticky tape on here. I only say that because I thought, no, I probably won't need scissors because these envelopes are easy to open. But made extra sure that everything's safe, so. Oop, that came off easily. Hey. Okay, so Those are the yellow stockings. So this is what Laura sent. She sent me the photo of that one. No, she sent me that because I actually quite like that. So Crochet and Katie. Yep. Usually I buy these ones because they do have my name on them. Oh, the hair. Oh, that's amazing. Perfect for the beach. I actually love that. I actually love that to bits. Oh, I love it. Thank you, Laura. And what else? Oh, look at this. It's little sausage dogs. Oh, how cute is that? Oh, that's adorable. Oh, I have to find some way to use that. That's the cutest. Ah. And so, oh, this is, I didn't actually look at that before I held it up. So, Golden Hands Monthly. Oh, look at those jackets. Yes. Love, 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 love. And some more crochet because what were the 70s for if not crochet? Oh my goodness, that's incredible. Can you see these little felt carrot badges? I think I need some of those in my life. Perfecting Your Eyelets. Should be probably worth a read. Thank you so much, Laura. That's amazing. I love the fabric, and that crochet pattern book makes me laugh. And yeah, I hope you've got plenty of room for some more fabric from Japan when you go. I just have to go let the cat in. And now she wants to go out again. Well, too bad. I'm not getting up again. So my final section is just some links, and I will lead in with Sewing the 70s. It is back. Last year I took part in Sewing the 70s because I love the 70s. I may have mentioned that once or twice. And I won the challenge. I actually forgot there was a prize because it's going to sound corny, but I really enjoyed doing the challenge so much I forgot there was a reward, potential reward at the end of it. So I was delighted and surprised to be the winner. And I knitted a jumper and sewed a skirt, and I'll put a link to the video so you can watch it. I enjoyed it so much I sent an email to Nicola, the Steely seamstress, and said, can I help you out next year if you're going to run it again? And she said yes, so I guess I'm a co-host, and I will link to Nicola's original introductory post for it for this year. But basically the idea is you sew an outfit or a garment. It's either from a 70s pattern or inspired by the 70s, and yes, there are prizes again this year. There will be fabrics again, which is what I won last year, and Nicholas sent me an email saying, here are all these fabric, which ones do you think I should choose? And there were about 10 of them, I think, and I'm like, all of them maybe? They're all amazing. And I'm providing some patterns from the 70s, so I just need to go and check that all the pieces are in the patterns that I have. And they're all different sizes and different styles and different companies, so that would be part of the prize as well. Yes, I will be doing a proper video about a bit more about that probably, or maybe a blog post, so check out either. And the other link that I'm going to share is to a group I've just discovered on Facebook, and it is Sewing with Cats. And as you may know, I have 2 sewing cats, and I know a lot of you out there seem to have sewing cats. And this is just a group where you can share photos of your cats helping you out with their sewing, your sewing. Well, I think they think it's theirs. And it's just adorable. I love seeing all of the photos. But it is a closed group, so you do have to apply to join. But I highly recommend it if you're on Facebook and you would like to see lots of photos of sewing cats. And finally, some links to me. If you don't know, I'm on Instagram as So Old Fashioned. I'm on Facebook as So Old Fashioned. And I keep promising to do some more live videos, but I do have one I'm going to do this weekend, and because they're fun. And so I just do bits and pieces, links to interesting things, and live videos. Yes, definitely videos. There's only one so far, but there will be more. And I do have a blog as well, sooldfashioned.com. You may recognize there's a theme. At the moment, if you want to subscribe to it, you can do it through Bloglovin or just put the URL in your reader. But I am working on getting a mailing list going. So you can sign up to that, and I'll just send a regular digest of what I've been up to. That is the end of my first podcast, and I would like to know what you thought. I hope you enjoyed just hearing everything. I felt like I had a million things to show you, and now I'm thinking, well, there'll be nothing left for the next one, but there probably will be. I don't know if it will be weekly or fortnightly. I think it will just depend on when I have enough content to start sharing it all with you. But I do hope you enjoyed it. If you do have any comments or feedback or questions, or you just want to say hello, please do so in the comments, because I love having a chat with you all. You're all part of my extended sewing and knitting circle, and yeah, I'm just so grateful that you're all there hanging around with me and I get to spend some time with you too. So yes, we've finally reached the end. I have just a mouthful or so of cold coffee left. I will say goodbye for now. I hope you are having a fabulous time wherever you are. I've loved seeing all the snow that's happening at the start of spring in Europe. Don't despair, on the first day of summer here, it poured down with rain, it was freezing, and we still had a nice summer, so it's no portent, hopefully. But yeah, I hope you're staying warm or keeping cool or doing whatever you need to do wherever you are, and I also hope you're having fun with your crafting, your sewing, your knitting, your embroidering perhaps, or cross-stitching. And I'll catch up with you again very soon, so goodbye until then.